The track record of U.S. government and Western intelligence agency in relation to the assassination of African leaders. Hello, before we proceed, I will want you to listen to this report from the Voice of Africa in relation to the assassination of African leaders between 1960 and 1973. The U.S. government has for years tried to steer politics in Africa. In some cases, this meddling has led to the assassination of African leaders with the help of U.S. Western intelligence support. Some of the stories of the assassinations of African leaders by the U.S. and European power before completing their goal for liberation seems to be out of a horror movies, as The Guardian points out. Between 1961 and 1973, 6 African independence leaders were assassinated by their ex-colonial ruler, including Patrick Lumumba. The Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, is one of America's intelligence agencies that has had a long history of involvement in African affairs. The BBC reported many of the agency's covert operations have come to light, as well as their participation in the killing of several leaders. In November 1959, the CIA created a dedicated African division. The CIA's drift in Africa was to secure Americans' power across the continent. NPR reported the agency worked by any means necessary to undermine not only Pan-African unity but many African government stability. Former National Security Advisor John Bolton defended U.S. interference, saying in a recent conversation with Newmark's host Eric Bolling that the coup in Africa that he helped plant were necessary to protect American best interests. Bolton spoke about his involvement in foreign coups in Africa. Business Insider reported. According to Bolton, he was involved in the failed attempt in 2019 to overthrow the Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro. If the West are apologizing for what their forefathers did to Africans between 1960 and 1973, what happened after 1973? Who is responsible for the killing of Muammar Gaddafi after 1973? Who is responsible for what is happening in Africa after 1973? All that apology is an apology of hypocrisy, just because they want to continue the track record of assassinations of African leaders in order to protect their interest in Africa. It is not an apology of peace. It is not an apology of reconciliation and unity for a new world where there is mutual respect and equality.